This is a list of 45 things I think you should probably know, whether you live here already or you're planning on moving to Calgary. Some of this is going to come as a surprise to you, and other stuff, well, you just know this because you're born and raised Calgarian like me. Let's get into it. Calgary is home to more than 1.4 million people. Calgary is one of the youngest cities in Canada with an average age of 36. Calgary is the third most diverse major city in Canada with over 120 languages spoken in the city, and I only speak one of them. Calgary is huge geographically with 848 square kilometers or 327 square miles for you Americans. Calgary is the cleanest city in the world. I don't know who came up with this. I found it on the internet, so let's just roll with it. In 1873, John Glenn became the first recorded settler in Calgary. Not this guy, this guy. In 1884, Calgary was proclaimed a city with a population of about 4,000. It's now the biggest city in Alberta. Suck it, Edmonton. Calgary was also named the fourth most livable city in the world in 2018, and nothing's changed since 2018, right? Calgary is ranked the #1 city in the world by the Mercer Quality of Living Survey in 2010. This means that Calgary has excellent scores when it comes to water availability and drinkability, quality of sewage systems, air pollution, waste removal, and traffic congestion. On the topic of cleanliness, Calgary has been ranked one of the cleanest cities in the world. There are more volunteers here in Calgary per capita than any other major Canadian city. We love to work hard here, and apparently we'll do it for free. Calgary is also a very diverse city. Nearly 25% of Calgarians are foreign-born. Calgary is home to the Plus 15 network, and this is the largest network of its kind. You can literally walk 18 kilometers without going outside. That's 11 miles. The Plus 15 system is a walkway that connects 100 buildings with 60 suspended bridges 15 feet off the ground. Why, you ask? Because -30 and a foot of snow is less than ideal when you're trying to get to the other side of town for a lunch meeting. The Calgary Stampede is the largest rodeo in the world, and this annual 10-day event calls itself the greatest outdoor show on earth. Aside from the world's largest rodeo, it also features concerts, a midway, First Nation exhibits, chuck wagon racing, agricultural competitions, PETA protesters, stage shows, and a parade. The Stampede is also known for its large and lavish parties. This is an expensive time to travel to the city, with over 1 million people frequenting the grounds each year. But it's a great time to be an Airbnb host in Calgary. There are 4 major post-secondary institutions in Calgary: the University of Calgary, Mount Royal University, Southern Alberta Institute of Technology, and the Alberta College of Art and Design. Calgary has dozens of live theater companies, which makes it a great place to catch a live show. Calgary also has a world-class public library. It's the 6th most used library in North America and was ranked 52 in the New York Times list of places you need to see. Calgary has the most millionaires per capita than any other major city in Canada. Calgary is also Canada's sunniest city, with 333 days of sunshine per year. This equates to about 2,300 hours of sunshine a year. Hey, it's -40 outside, but at least it's sunny. June seems to be the rainiest month, and January is typically our coldest, but the weather really doesn't follow any rules. If you don't like the weather outside, just wait a couple minutes. The average rainfall each year is about 12.6 inches, and the average snowfall is about 50 inches. During the summer solstice, Calgary gets about 17 hours of sunlight per day. That's a 5:21 a.m. sunrise and a 9:55 p.m. sunset. During the winter solstice, Calgary only gets about 8 hours of sunlight a day. The sun rises at 8:37 a.m. and sets at about 4:31 p.m., which is why we all suffer from seasonal affective disorder, better known as SAD. The coldest temperature ever recorded in Calgary was about -43 degrees Celsius. That's -46 degrees Fahrenheit on January 21st, 1943. Somewhere between -10 and -20 is reasonable for Calgary winters. The hottest day ever recorded in Calgary was 36.7 degrees Celsius. That's 97 degrees Fahrenheit. This was in August of 2017. There are normally about 115 consecutive frost-free days from May to September, but we still can't grow tomatoes. Our temperature reaches 20 degrees Celsius or better at least 85 days of the year, but there is an average of about 88 days a year where we have snow on the ground. Calgary can be windy. On average, Calgary has about 36 days a year where we have wind speeds higher than 52 kilometers an hour. The windiest days are in December and January, and that's why we can hit temperatures as cold as -40, and also why no one is going to tell you the temperature outside without mentioning the wind chill. Thunderstorms happen about 22 days out of the year, and hailstorms are a frequent occurrence. And that's why we see tons of property damage due to hails, and why all of our insurance rates are jacked up because of hail damage. Calgary has an altitude of 1,045 meters or 3,400 feet. This makes us the highest major city in Canada, right after Nelson, BC. Another major weather phenomenon in Calgary is Chinooks. Sometimes we see a temperature increase of about 20 degrees in a single day. This gives us a nice break from the winter temperatures. Unfortunately, with this comes pressure changes, and with pressure changes, a lot of people suffer from migraines. However, this has become a reasonable excuse not to go into work. Calgary is home to Fish Creek Park, which is Canada's 2nd largest urban park and stretches through the majority of South Calgary. Banff National Park is Canada's most visited national park, and it's only about a 90-minute drive from Calgary and features towns like Banff and Lake Louise. If you head east 90 minutes instead of west, you'll be in Drumheller. and this is the dinosaur capital of the world. This is a great place to view the Alberta Badlands and a medium security prison. The Bow River is one of the top 3 trout streams in the world. Anglers from all over the world come here in hopes of landing a brown trout longer than 2 feet. The lower Bow River, that runs right through Calgary, is host to about 2,500 fish per mile, and the average fish caught there is about 17 to 22 inches. If you hold it closer to the camera, it looks bigger. Over 260 bird species have been recorded out of the Inglewood Bird Sanctuary, but the only bird you're ever going to see here is a magpie. The Calgary Zoo is rated the 3rd best in North America. There are over 700 kilometers of bike paths in the city of Calgary, which makes it a great place if you like to get around by bike or if you like to take walks down the middle of bike paths. In 1988, the Winter Olympics were held in Calgary, and they were the longest of their time. This was also the first time Canada hosted an Olympic Games. These games left a lasting legacy on Calgary and helped us grow from just an oil and gas city known for the Calgary Stampede to a city that was capable of hosting major events and an oil and gas city that's best known for the Calgary Stampede. Calgary is home to 3 professional sports franchises: the Flames in the NHL, the Stampeders in the CFL, and the Roughnecks in the NLL. The NLL is the National Lacrosse League, and lacrosse is actually our official national sport, not hockey. Canada Olympic Park, which is now known as Winsport, is home to our inner-city ski hill. It's also one of the few places in the world where you can try an Olympic bobsled run, and the fries are only $18. Speaking of food and drinks, did you know that ginger beef was created in Calgary? George Wong created it at the Silver Inn restaurant on Center Street in the 1970s. The Caesar was also invented here in Calgary in 1969 by Walter Schell, who invented the drink to celebrate the opening of his brand new Italian restaurant. The drink exploded in popularity and is enjoyed across Canada about 350 million times a year. It's often referred to as a Bloody Caesar, and that confuses the hell out of Americans who are expecting tomato juice. There are roughly 5,000 restaurants in Calgary. And if you like expensive beer that tastes a little bit funny, served to you by a lumberjack-looking man with a beard and a plaided shirt, Calgary is home to over 50 breweries and distilleries. Oh, and that's it. That's 45 things I think you should know about Calgary. Let me know if I've missed something. I think you probably knew a lot of this stuff, but if some of this is new to you, I'd love to hear about it. And if I screwed something up, let me know as well. I want to hear about it too. I'm Andrew Jones. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.